Ah, the 90s. Cameron Diaz before she became an ogre. Welcome back to rom-com season. My name is M-phamis, but you can call me M3 Bullet. I'm reviewing my best friend's wedding. Like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram and DeviantArt. The movie starts with an opening. It was kind of a 1960s vibe. Now the actual movie starts with Julianne Potter, a food critic, having lunch with her guy friend George, that is gay, that she had got a message from her longtime platonic friend, well, kind of ex-boyfriend. Julian mentioned if Michael and she are not married by 28, they would marry each other, and she's about to turn that, and she was thinking about how she's getting older. She made it to her room, and she was on the phone with Michael, talking for a minute, and he told her that he was getting married in 4 days. He was telling her that she was scared and he needed her help. Julian had a plan, and the plan was to try to break them up before the wedding and get him back. Michael and Julian met up at the airport. Then she saw Kim, Michael's fiance, played by Cameron Diaz. She was not liking her. She was driving like a maniac. Her bridesmaid couldn't make it, so she asked her to be her bridesmaid. Kim and Julian were at some tailor place where Julian's working on the bridesmaid's dress while the tailor's working on her bridesmaid's dress. And Julian asked Kim what Michael's been telling about her. Like what has she been saying about what he'd been saying about her. And that he had her on his pedestal. He basically worshipped her like a goddess. Julia was on the phone talking crap about Kim and how she's so nice and optimistic that Michael shows up in her room and she was in her underwear and things got a little awkward in a funny way. Anywho, Julia and Kim drove to some football game and they were in an elevator and Kim had it stuck and she was ranting on about how important and how perfect she was. Julian was getting a little claustrophobic. After that, it was over. Julian and Michael were at the stadium, and they were talking about like when they used to date and how Kim was more emotional, sweet than Julian was when they used to date. And after that, they went into a bar, and there was a karaoke, and Kim was there, and she sang, and it was terrible. Julian was trying to sabotage the first time by telling Kim the wrong thing about this job offer with her father, but that backfired. She called George's house phone, and she was ranting how that went wrong. Julian woke up from a hangover. Then George was at her place while at the hotel giving her a talk, and he asked her, was it about love or about winning? He told her to tell Michael the truth. Anywho, Julia is at a suit tailor place with George, and she was talking to Michael, and she was trying to tell him the truth. He gave her the ring to watch over it, and that backfired. Julian kind of told that she was engaged to George, and things got awkward. Skip a couple seconds, Michael and Julian were talking in the car, and he admitted that he was jealous, and they were alone on a boat together. Though there was a little friction, was a tender moment. Julian and Kim was at Kim's dad's company building, and she was in her office, in his office, and sends a fake email to some guy, another sabotage, after Michael told her that the engagement is off because of the email. It's the wedding day. Okay, I gotta wrap this up. Jules went to the family place. She finally confessed. Then she kissed Michael. Kim watched the whole thing, and she ran. Michael went after her, and Julianne went after him. She told him about the email. That was her. They reconciled, they split, and they find her. Michael and Kim got married. Julianne is still single. George showed up, and they danced, and the movie was over. Okay, guys, I might wanna put a few things out there first. One, I'm not against marriage. I am not against it. Two, I do not hate women. I repeat, I do not hate women. Okay, let's start. The comedy sucks. Let's be honest. Like that is automatically like a 2 point reduction. That is probably at least an 8 in my opinion. The comedy sucks. Okay. Jules. Okay, not gonna go there. Not gonna go there yet. The movie. Okay, the plot. It kind of feels a little rushed though. It was kind of a little rushed in my opinion. Like to me, well, my disorder, everything kind of feels rushed. Like almost every time I watch them, not important, not important. Point is, the movie felt like a little rushed though. And obviously George is like a token character, like there's not much to him. Like that part just really not okay with me though. I mean, well, it's just like really messed up. Like seriously, there's not much to him. He's just there to be there. There's like that's just messed up in my opinion. But hey, it was the 90s. In case you don't know, Cameron Diaz, her character in the movie, well, Cameron Diaz, the actress, actually voiced Fiona from the Shrek franchise. You know, where that green ogre kind of rescued that princess from the tower. He kind of had a donkey best friend. And, what was it? She was secretly an ogre too. It was some magic spell. Anywho, it was a good movie. I loved the Shrek franchise. The Shrek franchise was so good. We can admit it. And I gotta admit, Eddie Murphy did pretty good with Donkey though. Like, besides Mushu, I would say okay, Mushu is better than Donkey, let's be honest. Okay, this movie basically is an example of women like choosing their career over their love of their lives or in their relationships or prioritize the important stuff, the husband, the kids, the family. This movie basically is an example of that. Like Jules is like 28 years old. Like she's like 2 more years and she's 30 years old. And we all know the wall is undefeated. When a woman hits like well, I don't know 100% sure. All I know is that when most women hit like the age of 30 or in their late 20s, that's when their mating and dating options are very limited at that point. What I mean by mating and dating, I mean like getting married or finding a long-term committed relationships. Like that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, ladies, don't quote me on this. Okay, don't quote me. I'm not an expert. I'm not like no relationship therapist or nothing. I'm just telling you how I think here, and this is just how I think. Y'all's ability to get married or be in a long-term committed relationship are limited by the amount of men that are willing to do it. When okay, from what I know, women around like say 18 to 25 or 26, that's when you guys have the most options, where you basically have the pick of the litter. But when you guys get past that, hit somewhere between 28 30, that's when your options are very limited at that point. Like your ability to find like a long-term committed relationship or a partner. I'm not being I'm not being like a complete jerk, okay? I'm telling you what I think here. I'm giving you my honest view on this from my perspective and from my own eyes. Okay. I do not. I feel some little to no sympathy for Jules though. Like she had him like what was it, 9 years? Like she's 28 in the movie. Took her 9 years. That was like what was it? I think around 19 years old. She had him like early, like before like they really got grown. Well, one thing I learned from all the research I've been doing is that attraction is not really a choice. We don't really choose what we are attracted to. And at the time, she probably wasn't as emotionally invested in Michael like that she should have years ago. Okay. Jules is a terrible friend. Like, what kind of friend would do this? She tried to sabotage her best friend's wedding, and not only that, almost ruined his career. What kind of friend would really do that? Like, that's so wrong. I know I wouldn't forgive none of my friends if they even did something like that. Like, not just the wedding part. Like, I was almost this close to getting married. I was like, my job, my career, everything I worked hard for, assuming I'm like one of those, I don't know, 6 figure high earning men, and they ruined it, or almost ruined it. Why would they? What kind of friend would do that? A friend don't do that. Period. Ever since the movie, that 1980s movie, when Harry met Sally, the movie kind of does ask, can men and women just be 100% friends? Honestly, well, everyone has different opinions on this. Me, honestly, it depends on the attraction level between the two. If the attraction level is low, if it was low, no way, they can still be friends. It is possible. But if it's moderate or high, and depending on how much willpower they're willing to have to keep the friendship, honestly though, from my personal experience, yes, men and women can be friends though. I mean, I have a lot of female friends. None of them never tried me, and I never really tried them. Even if they did, I wouldn't notice because, well, with my kind of disorder, it's hard for me to tell social cues sometimes. It's hard to tell. If you want to know, there's a video down there that will explain everything. I always wonder, why is marriage such a big deal for women? I always wonder, why is it a big deal? Because, well, not that many women can just up and get married, same as a guy. The way I see it, well, let's be honest, everybody knows this. Women are the gatekeepers to sex, while men are the gatekeepers to relationships and marriage. We decide who gets married at the end of the day. Okay, guys, it's time for me to wrap this up. I know you guys are kind of mad at me, well, okay, let's be honest. Y'all bored. Alright, let's go. On a 1 to 10 scale, I'll give My Best Friend's Wedding 4 out of 10. The movie sucked. The writing was not even that good. The comedy stinks. But the actors and actress, they did good. Especially Julia Roberts. I gotta admit. Well done. Well performed, in my opinion. Alright, guys. I know today's Valentine's Day. But, well, anywho. Have a happy Valentine's Day. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. And check out my DeviantArt. It's a digital art gallery where I post most of my famous digital drawings on there. So please check it out. Alright guys, I'm out.